I don't really have an intro for this video, so just here we are, guys, doing a Q&A with White Whale. All right, let's just start.
Sounds good to me.
First question.
What was the preparation process?
Preparation process.
So the preparation process on my end, how it started was Liz reached out into the universe and said, hey, I want to do a film. Does anyone want to help me? And it's 2020 and it's quarantine. And I said, what am I doing? So I was like, yeah, I will do it. And then the process from there was we made sure we covered all the points that she needed for casting.
Yeah, so most of the preparation for me was casting. Once I had the script done, it was just getting the cast that we wanted and finalizing the script after we actually had the people that we had. And then as far as the set and stuff, it's just my house. So it was just cleaning up. Preparation for acting was very minimal because it was the last thing that I thought of, which is weird because the whole reason I did this film was mainly because I wanted to act in something and I haven't been getting cast in things. So I was like, I'll do my own short film and cast myself in it. And I did and didn't spend much time thinking about the acting. Was it hard filming with COVID? So hard, I don't know if it was hard. I would say that throughout the process, and Erica, I'm sure that you remember, we kept talking about how cool it would be if it wasn't COVID so that we could meet with people.
Yeah.
Have an actual film set and raise money for it too, because it was so last minute that we started full time working on this, because we talked about it, me, you, and Ben, way early in this year. Was it January or something? I feel like it was
February.
February?
I want to say.
I
want to say it was February.
It was pre-COVID, so it was definitely before COVID hit, and we were talking about, hey guys, want to do a film, And then I was like, on Instagram, oh, does anyone a writer? Does anyone have any ideas? And then Ben was like, oh, yep. And so way back then, the three of us were like, yeah, we want to do a film. Cool. And then radio silence since March because COVID and so many issues with mental health and people are just dying. And I wasn't even thinking about the film anymore. And I was like, probably won't happen this year, kind of gave up. And then after a few rounds of COVID life, I was like, this is the time to do things, not to not do things. So it was a month before, I'm pretty sure it was September when I was like, hey guys, I know it's a month until it should be released, but want to start up this film again? And Erica was like, yep. And I was like, yes. Was it hard? I would say it was unfavorable. What would you say?
I would say it was unfavorable, yes, but I think it also gave us the opportunity to have the wide range cast we had. If we were doing this with just actors that we had kind of locally or around the perimeter of us, I feel like we wouldn't have the experience of reaching out virtually, even though it was hard. I don't know. It was a really great experience all around. What were your casting goals? Well, me and Liz are very big on representation. So one of our casting goals was we wanted to make this very relatable to everyone because, everybody goes through mental health issues or, everybody. I feel like everybody hears voices in their head, and I feel like if you say you don't, you're lying. That's my personal opinion. But I think we wanted to make sure that everybody's culture was somehow mixed into this. It's kind of funny how it even grew to a bigger standard than we initially had wanted, which was great. Phenomenal for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would have to say about that.
Yeah, I think too, it kept coming up where I don't even know what the ballpark was of how many voice actors we were intending to cast. It was just kind of like, once we started casting, we kept getting a more clear idea of what exactly we wanted. And at that point, we already had cast like a few people, like I want to say like 2 or 3 people, and we were like, oh, let's get people who speak a bunch of different languages, and let's get people who can do a bunch of different accents, and let's get people who are a bunch of different ethnicities and from different cultures. And it just kept going and going. And if we had time, we probably would have cast like 100 people to do voices.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah. We ended up getting Spanish, German, Slovenian, which blew my mind. And she was the only person that could speak Slovenian that we saw out of like almost 500 people who applied for it.
Yeah.
So I was like, it definitely made her stand out. We were just so impressed. And we also had Pedro Cavaloa, and Erica was super excited about that. Weren't you, Erica?
I was so happy. I'm such a Broadway fan. I'm huge on Broadway. And Pedro, he did a national tour for The King and I, and he played the king.
Yep.
And when we saw that he wanted to audition for us, we were like, was he lost? And we saw that he had Japanese, which was great.
The casting goal that brought together this big group of actors that are from so many different walks of life and from so many different backgrounds just came from me and Erica wanting exactly that, because it's tied in with the story. Cara she was in a car accident. I don't know if I've explained the story out loud, so if I sound like an idiot trying to explain my own film, don't judge me. So there's a woman named Cara, and she was in a car accident, and she survived. And ever since this car accident that happened on Christmas Day, these voices come and they haunt her because they think that they have been cheated of her soul and that she was supposed to die. They're just random dead people that want her soul. So it made sense that they'd be from all over the world speaking all these different languages, and little kids and motherly voices. And yeah, I think that was the big goal, was we wanted a diverse group of actors, and then it just so happened to make sense for the story too. How did you come up with the idea? The story came from Ben Weimer, who is an incredible storyteller, I should say. And I don't know him that well. I know him from Delta Drama, which is, well, it's not my first theater experience, but it's my first post-high school theater experience, and kind of became my second home. Anyone who does theater, the theater wherever you are is just your second home. That's a general thing. I'm not special for thinking that, but it definitely taught me a lot of lessons, gave me a lot of friends and family like Erica. And it shaped me. And Ben is a part of that Delta Drama family. So when he said that he had a story, I was like, 100%, I trust Ben. Ben's great. So he had the whole story idea of a woman who's having like an inner battle, a mental battle. And I just took that wonderful idea and evolved it into White Whale.
What was the highlight of the process? I think the highlight of the process was getting to meet all these brand new people. You know, this quarantine, this whole year has been isolation, so to be able to connect with other people on just a project alone was It was really nice. This project helped me get out of bed in the morning, which I'm sure everybody has a hard time considering we don't have to leave our beds if we don't want to.
Right.
But that would be my highlight. And then working on it with one of my great friends, you know, I have no complaints.
Okay, the highlight of the process for me, I'm gonna say, was meeting people. I'm the person who loves school and especially loves the first day of school so that I can go to all of my classes and meet all of the new people who I've never seen before in my life. Like, that's been my favorite part of the year, every year since my freshman year of high school, because I was like, oh, I don't know any of these people. Awesome, I get to meet new people. What was the biggest challenge during the film?
The biggest challenge?
I'm gonna say the music for me. I honestly think that was the biggest challenge. Music is hard.
We needed to work our magic on copyrights for songs.
Yeah, the copyright conundrum.
The copyright conundrum. So we don't have a lot of money because, you know, COVID and lockdown and no jobs.
Yeah.
So we had to do the best we could. So one of the ways that we got through the loophole is doing a cover song of the song that we wanted, which was White Christmas. And we thought it was a shot in the dark to ask him, but we're like, you know what? The worst he'll say is no. And he still agreed to be a part of our thing, so why not ask?
Right.
And he was so sweet. And he said yes, and he sent us the recording. So the White Christmas recording is Pedro.
Yeah, so when I realized that, when we had the whole copyright conundrum and realized that going the route of getting a cover song was the easiest, I was like, okay, cool. So Erica, like, I know that you sing, so we'll keep you in the back pocket for singing one of the covers. And then we got Pedro, and then I was like, oh, but I would still have to compose the song. So I was like, okay, so now I have to do the whole arrangement for it. And then Pedro was like, hey, so did you just want my vocals or did you also want an arrangement? And I was like, you can do an arrangement? Like, I was like, what? And so he did the whole White Christmas on his own. The only thing I did was I slowed it down to make it like, so I loved that. But yeah, challenging. I did do We'll Meet Again all on my own. I did that cover song by myself. So I was like, this is gonna be trash, but I did it anyways. It was really challenging. That's why I would say it's the biggest challenge to answer the question, because it's hard. So for those of you who are singers and composers, I bow to you. When I sat down to show my whole family the film, so we were all sitting there and we watched it, and they were like commenting during the film and everything. And then after it was over, we were all watching the credits, and it was me singing, and I was just like, they're gonna judge me. But they were just like sitting there listening and like watching the credits go by, and then it ended, and then they just started talking about something else, and I was like, hey, so did you guys like the song at the end? And they were like, yeah, what was that? Who was singing that? And I was like, that was me. And my mom was like, what? Play it again. And I was like,
Excuse me. Sorry. I was trying to hold that in. That was really hard.
like you're trying to hold in a sneeze.
I was like,
That's so funny. You're allowed to sneeze, Erica.
I was trying so hard, but you were in the moment. I was like, how can you watch White Whale?
Ooh.
It's gonna be on Liz's channel.
So it's here, you know. You could click my name and my channel, and you'll see White Whale, and you click that, and you're watching it. I don't really know how to do closings of things either. So
I don't either, but So long, farewell.
Okay, I know. Let's sneeze on 3, okay? Let's
Okay.
take on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.